All right, we're about to pull the covers off this and take a look inside. One thing I forgot to mention, because I already did the inside part, was that the pots in this one, unlike the MK2 Kraken, the pots in this one are metal with windows. They are small, but they are metal and they have windows in the pots, so you can spray these out if you get a noisy pot somewhere, scratchy. The Victory Kraken has plastic pots without windows, so I just thought I'd mention that. Also, the Victory Kraken has a clean channel balance that is pretty handy, because in that amp, when you switch from clean to dirty, there's a pretty good sized change without that balance, which they added in the second version. I don't notice a big deal here. If I go to clean, the clean is actually louder than the drive channel. So if I'm playing clean, I'm usually on a single coil, and I can just roll off the volume a little bit, and then when I switch over to the crunch or something else, I just roll the volume right back up, and it's not even much, it's just a little bit. But I've had dozens and dozens of amps, have played so much. This is the best, most inspiring amp I've ever played. Soldano, inspiring. This one, inspiring because of the tonal landscapes you can create by just using your guitar volume and pickups. Super fun to play. Great quality build, great sounds. And you can go back and forth between EL34 and 6L6s too if you want. So just super happy I took a chance on it, because very happy. I can't say it's the last one I'll ever buy, but it very well could be. All right, let's get inside. Hey boys and girls, we're out here on the bench with the Jack V30 Mark II. Got the case taken off, the top comes off, as most lunchbox amps do, and the bottom comes off. Now, I love this amp so much, I got it its own feet. Really cool, little taller than the little rubber ones. O-ring on the bottom to help with dampening, but it looks really good on the amp. And I need it to be tall enough to sit over my Soldano cab that has the big leather strap on it. Anyway, cool upgrade. They're available at Amazon. But this is the back. It has 6L6s in it right now. Some big old cans on top right there. Bias adjustment. Great owner's manual for this amp as well. They really get into it and give you some tech stuff that allows you to work on it. Comes with 2 foot switches, the no mod switch, which is the Guthrie Coven mod or no mod, and it pretty much is like a bright for the entire amp, whether it's clean, dirty, whatever. If you hit the no mod, then actually it's the mod, I guess. Anyway, you hit that switch and the whole thing brightens up, which is kind of nice, because as you move, as you move from a Strat, like a really bright guitar like a Strat, to something like an EVH that's dark, you want the entire amp to be able to just change a little bit between a really bright guitar and a darker guitar. Really nice feature. Okay, so nice big iron up here. Real nice, everything real nice. One concern I had was the angle here with the mains transformer. Really takes a sharp bend through that chassis, and it's straining that grommet. It's something I'll watch over time. There's no reason to think it would wear out, but I don't know why they just didn't drill the hole more directly under where those wires go. You'll see there's plenty of clearance on the bottom side when we flip this thing over. Now, cool little switch right here is so you can move back and forth between 6L6 and EL34s. And the manual goes all over that, how to adjust the bias appropriately. But you put EL34s in here and you just hit that over like that versus 6L6s right there. It's not labeled on top here, but it is on the bottom. So let's get you over to that. All right, we've turned it over and we'll take a look inside. There is a lot going on in here. Breaking this down to work on it would not be easy. It has 2 circuit boards in it. The potentiometers are all soldered directly to the board, unlike in the Friedmans, where the pots can be removed just by unplugging them from the circuit board. These are all soldered directly to the board. The main circuit board goes under all the output jacks, effects loop jacks. This board back here, it takes care of the effects loop and our 2 foot switches. And it's kind of just squished in here over like that sandstone resistor right there in the center. I do like that the other sandstones are off the board, which is good. They need air circulating around them because they get hot. The capacitors are quality caps. I think P Sionic Studio, the great awesome guy that does all those amp repairs, he would probably like these caps rated higher, to 500 or more, because the board's going to be carrying up to 450 volts DC, as it says right there. And often the reason a cap fails is because it's been overvolted. But it is a quality cap, and I don't run this thing real hot in my bedroom. The amp does sound really good at low volumes. It's 6 watts in low mode and 42 in high mode. This is our mains power side, power transformer. We've got 1, 2, 3 fuses in here. Fast blow fuses protecting things. Large filtration caps. Voltage regulator, probably right there, that IC deal. That switch I was telling you about on the top that lets you switch from EL34 to 6L6. If you look center frame, you see the back of that switch, and on the board it says EL34/6L6. So that's pretty cool. Here's our bias jacks and the bias adjustment pot right in there. So it makes biasing super easy. Another nice thing about this is that I don't think the sockets are attached to the chassis for the tube. The board feels incredibly stiff when you pull tubes, put tubes in, pull them out. There's no flex at all. And the reason is because if you notice, there's these screws that hold the PCB down. There's one between every single valve on here. There's one there at the edge, and then between V1 and V2, we've got a screw. Between V2 and V3, there's another screw, securing it to a standoff to the chassis. V3, V4, there's another screw between those. Another screw right there. So it makes it feel as if they're chassis mounted sockets. Components are large. Not a lot of integrated circuits. Unlike a Marshall, you open up a Marshall and my gosh, you'd never have a chance in heck of working on one. Some relays by Omron. But that's it. I mean, the workmanship is good. There's lots of solder on these joints. It is tin solder instead of, well, it's lead-free. And while I had negative feelings about lead-free solder for a while, after looking into it, apparently it develops a better bond than leadened solder. So, good to know. It's just not as shiny or pretty, but there is lots of solder on all these joints. I haven't seen anything that looks suspect at all. All right, well, that's the inside of this beast. Remember to get those feet. Take care.